Is God really baking bread? Seriously, let's dive into a mind-bending quest to figure out if a miracle happens every time you take a bite of communion. Forget dusty theological debates, we're going on a whirlwind tour through the thoughts of a 13th century philosopher named Duns Scotus, a guy who wrestled with the biggest questions about God, bodies, and, yes, bread. Imagine a world where everything you see is just a surface, a snapshot of something deeper, something real. Scotus believed this was true for bodies. They only exist as they are right now, solid and in place. Think of your favorite armchair, it's there, it's real, but it's just a moment in time. Now picture trying to see the body of Christ in the Eucharist, the wafer and wine. It's not like looking at a statue, right? It's different. A regular eye can't grasp it. Why? Because a regular body needs to be there, close by, to be seen. The body of Christ, existing only as bread, is like a ghost. It's there, but not really there in the way you can touch it. But what if you could think about it? Scotus argued that your mind could see the body of Christ, but only if your mind wasn't stuck on the everyday world of sights and sounds. It's like trying to understand a dream. You need to let go of the rules of reality. Angels, pure spirits, and even beatified, basically, super happy, perfected humans could think about the body of Christ in the Eucharist. They weren't bound by the need for a physical body to be seen. It's a bit like watching a movie. You understand the story even if you're not in it. Now, here's where it gets seriously weird. Scotus had a radical idea. He believed that being is the most important thing to understand. Your mind is built to grasp being, the fact that something exists. And the Eucharist, in its sacramental form, is being made real. It's not just bread and wine, it's the very essence of Christ, present in a totally new way. But wait, there's a catch. Scotus argued that ordinary humans, still tied to their senses, can't truly see the body of Christ in the Eucharist. Our minds are like tourists, taking snapshots of a place without truly understanding it. Christ's body existing as bread is like a secret, hidden from our everyday eyes. However, the blessed, those who have reached perfect happiness in heaven, are different. They're beyond the need for sacraments. They don't need to see the body of Christ under bread, they understand it. It's like finally seeing the whole forest after wandering through the trees. They experience the divine essence itself, a breathtaking vision that goes far beyond a simple image. Let's break down the rules Scotus set for this mind-bending transformation. He talked about two kinds of seeing: sensory vision, what your eyes tell you, and intellectual vision, what your mind grasps. Sensory vision can only work with things that are solid and real, things you can touch and see. But intellectual vision can go beyond the physical world. Scotus argued that God could show a sensory vision of the body of Christ to a glorified body, a body that has been perfected in heaven. But he couldn't show a sensory vision of it as it is in the Eucharist. Why? Because the Eucharist is a secret, a hidden reality that can't be grasped by ordinary sight. Now let's talk about the real kicker: productive transubstantiation. Scotus believed that God could completely change one substance into another, like turning bread into the body of Christ. He argued that this was possible, but only with God's direct power. It's like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It seems impossible, but with God, anything is possible. But here's the snag: regular humans can't do this. We're too tied to the way things normally are. We can't create something entirely new. Only God, with his unlimited power, can perform this miraculous transformation. Scotus wrestled with a problem called natural concomitance. Think of it like this: Christ's soul is connected to his body, but not in a way that's physically linked. It's like a radio signal. The soul is connected to the receiver, the body, but they're not touching. Aquinas argued that Christ's soul contains the body, like a blueprint contains a building. Scotus disagreed. He said that the soul is like a sculptor, shaping the matter into the form of the body. This led to a huge debate about whether the Eucharist could really be a complete transformation. Could God turn bread into the body of Christ, or was it just a symbolic representation? Scotus argued that it was a complete transformation, a miracle of God's power. He even suggested that God could turn a spirit into a body, or even a quantity into a quantity. Imagine turning a single drop of water into a whole ocean. It's a radical shift, and Scotus believed God could do it, but there was a catch. Scotus worried that if one place, a location, were considered possible, it would have to be compatible with another place. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. If the body of Christ could be in one place, it could also be in another, but Scotus argued that this was impossible. The body of Christ is only present in one place at a time, in the Eucharist. He went on to argue that God could convert a thing, like a substance, into something else, even if it seemed impossible. He used the example of converting a spirit into a body, or a quantity into a quantity. Scotus was obsessed with the idea of ubi, a Latin word that means where. He argued that something can only be in one place at a time. But the body of Christ existing in the Eucharist is present in many places at once. It's like a hologram. It appears to be in multiple locations, but it's actually just one object. This led to a fascinating discussion about how God could do this. Scotus argued that God could create a multiple location without actually being in multiple locations. It's a mind-bending concept, but it's the key to understanding how God could perform this miracle. Scotus also explored the idea of position, which refers to the specific location of something within a place. He argued that ubi, being in a place, is different from position, being in a specific location. Ubi is a broader concept, while position is more specific. This distinction is important because it helps us understand how the body of Christ can be present in the Eucharist. It's not just in the bread, it's positioned within the bread in a way that's both real and mysterious. Finally, Scotus considered the idea of potentiality and actuality. Potentiality is the ability to become something, while actuality is the state of being something. He argued that God could create something from nothing, from pure potentiality, and then bring it into actuality. It's like a sculptor who starts with a block of marble and transforms it into a beautiful statue. The sculptor doesn't add anything to the marble, he simply reveals its potential. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the mind of John Duns Scotus and his thoughts on the Eucharist. It's a complex and challenging topic, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Scotus's ideas force us to think about God, reality, and the miracle of the Eucharist in a whole new way. But one final question remains: if God can turn bread into the body of Christ, why don't we see it happen? Is it a secret, a hidden miracle that only the blessed can witness? Or is there something deeper, something more profound at play?